Your
Hi,
turn.
Nora.
Could we take the call, please, for Nora Parker, please?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Nora.
How are you, Annette?
All right. I'm sorry, we're going to have to make this short 30-second call.
Nora, we're really on a time slot. I was wondering if you could give us a 30-second call so that we have enough time to show Al. And could you give us a comment about today's historic day and why you voted?
Well, it's a historic day for me because in 1968, I lived in Chicago and I saw Grant Park for the way it was during the, what you call the hippie and Chicago 7, Chicago 8. And it's a new day. Mayor Daley had policemen out to keep order with the young college kids. And now tonight, Mayor Daley will be taking care of the college kids, making sure they all voted. A new Mayor Daley and a new day.
Well, Nora, we're on a very tight schedule, but I have a very early day tomorrow. So my guess is that I will call you tomorrow night to talk to you about this show and about something that I got to deal with tomorrow of a very personal matter that I want your advice on. And I can tell you that it has me very angry, but I'm very professional, and therefore I can keep my composure. But that's kind of a little.
Can I say one word about Mr. Albert?
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, I want to say my one statement on Mr. Albert,
Yes,
and
do
I'm
that.
going to give it back to you.
Go for it.
Mr. Albert was the love of my life. His shell was tired. His body was tired. And so he had to get out of the cocoon and become a butterfly. So now he's a butterfly, and he's with us all, flying around, taking care of you and taking care of me.
But you know what, Nora?
Yes.
You know what you just did?
What?
You let the bag out of the cat and the cat out of the bag. We didn't announce it yet. But that's okay. Now, just for that, I'm getting out the hot sauce, and we're going to have some finger food.
Okay.
You know, remember, my dad was a cannibal in the movies, and I was a cannibal in the movies. So if I say we're getting finger food, you better start the running.
Well, he's flying around and in the heavens and here on earth with us right now.
Well, then I guess he doesn't need any finger food, so your fingers are safe.
No, he doesn't.
Well, I don't know. He might want one just for the heck of it. But listen, we're going to fly out of here. If you could leave Nora on the phone, even though we won't be able to speak to her anymore, I'd really like her to hear this dedication that Annette's going to read. So without further ado, Annette, would you please start the memorial? And thank you, Nora. I'll talk to you soon.
God bless.
Your turn, Annette.
Everybody, this is a special tribute.
You got to speak louder.
This is a special tribute by Albert Joseph Torcaso for his dad, Albert R. Goldsmith. It is with great sadness that I tell you my father, Albert Robin Goldsmith, has died. He died Monday, October 20th at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He was in his own bed, and I, Frida, and Al were in the room. Frida was helping him in the bedroom, and I was in the living room eating my food. I did not expect him to go that night. This is going to be one of the hardest times we ever go through, but we must also remember the great times we had and for the times we shared. Albert Goldsmith had a positive effect on me and on thousands of people, so many that I'll never meet all of them were I to live 300 years. Here is but a few reasons that Albert Robin Goldsmith was and will always be a blessing to humanity. He accepted people for who they were and never rejected anyone. Who among us can say the same? He stood up for civil rights, and in the 60s he marched in civil rights marches here and in Washington, D.C., and even before that great and just movement. He fought for civil rights and dared to go where others would not go. He befriended those who had nobody else. He always had words of hope for all the people he met, and he made you know that you matter. He loved everyone, and though he was a Democrat most of his life, he voted for independents, Democrats, Republicans, and Consumer Party candidates when he believed them to be the best person for the job. He even taught a former governor's wife. On Humanity Matters, where he co-hosted with Linnell Jones III and myself, he and Linnell endorsed Barack Obama, and Albert told why he favored Barack Obama. He taught thousands of people over his lifespan, teaching for over 60 years, and volunteered to teach anyone who asked him and never took money for it. Then when he had his 90th birthday, I was shocked to see that he was throwing 18 different birthday parties all over Pittsburgh, and even one just outside of Harrisburg. I'm Albert Goldsmith's son, but many, many people will feel his passing, and I think many tears will be shed. I know I have shed many already, but in a larger sense, Albert is teaching me a few more lessons, one that tells me I must keep going forward and live my life, even though without Dad it will be very hard. He made sure I knew he loved me, even as he was very sick. He told me and others he was proud of me and called me a wonderful man. He told others and myself that the work I am doing is important, but he is the one who inspired me every day since I have known him. I am not wonderful, he is. Dad, I'll go on and try to be half as good as you, but it won't be easy, for you have inspired so many and have a compassion and heart few ever have. I will try, Dad. I will try my best to keep you proud of me being your son. Albert R. Robin Goldsmith's son, Albert Torcaso.
Thank you for that, Annette. I have a video I want to show of Dad. We are running out of time, so I'm going to ask that Kurt and Monica show 2 minutes of that video only. We may show some during the December month to have Dad for Christmas, have him be with us for Christmas. But it's important that everyone gets to express their thoughts on Dad. So let's just show, let's take it down to the first minute if you can, Monica and Kurt, and we'll go into the video now, please. Gretchen Schmidt, and of course, if you could see far over there, we have Mr. Albert R. Goldsmith, my dad, and Helene Smith. And before we get to the business at hand,
well, we're very pleased to be here, and we look forward to hearing a bit about Sitting Bull, the great Indian chieftain who lived from about 1830 to 1890 in South Dakota. He is the primary in South Dakota for the presidential nomination in the Democratic Party. I wonder, we were a distinguished great-granddaughter of Chief Sitting Bull. She was to have been here today, but is not able to be. But I wonder if Gretchen Schmidt could tell us something about her.
Nancy, can you give us about 30 seconds of your thoughts on Al? And then we'll go to Annette, Frida, and yourself.
Okay. He was such a very kind person. And last night I had a dream that he was walking with Al, me,